What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video. So today marks roughly 5-ish weeks out from the Buffalo, New York Marathon. This morning we have an easy 10-mile run. And one thing I really want to hammer in this video, if you don't take anything away from this entire series, this is the one thing to take away. And I've made this mistake myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people are making this mistake, especially new runners, is that we often run our easy days way too hard, which then forces us, doesn't allow us. We then run our hard days way too easy. So all of our training is spent in this gray zone where we're not building an aerobic base and we're not working on any anaerobic speed functions of training. We're just right here in this middle zone, which is fairly inefficient. So when we have our easy days, which is about 80% of our training, take those days easy. Take it slow. You should be able to have conversations in paragraphs on those easy days. Today is an easy day. And then on those hard workout days, those tempos, those thresholds, hit it hard. However, you have to keep in mind that as hard as you want to hit those workouts, there are still paces you want to hit. You have to be smart, you have to be disciplined. And we will get into that throughout this video. But today, we're keeping it easy.
This marathon prep is our way of helping you reach your goals by showing you what we are doing to accomplish ours. Throughout this series, leading up to the Buffalo, New York Marathon, we will provide you the tools, resources, and knowledge to PR your next race. Training as a hybrid athlete has taught me so much about endurance, from marathons, an Ironman triathlon, and 100-mile ultra trail races. I'm now setting the goal to run a sub 250 marathon. It's time to lean in and go one more.
The reason this location right here is so applicable to easy running is because when I first started running, like years ago, because Steph and I had a house that was close to this park, say I had 5 miles on the schedule, I would run that 5 miles so hard that I would have to stop 5, 6, 7 times throughout the run, hands on knees to catch my breath. What I was doing was I was giving up control. I had no control of that run. That run was controlling me. I was running my easy runs. I was running all my runs way too hard. What that looks like, a visualization, it's a soup sandwich. That day for you is a soup sandwich. You take a can of Campbell's chicken soup, you try to put it between 2 slices of white bread and eat it, it's not gonna happen. No control. The goal with running, the goal with disciplined running, is to be in control at all times. For easy runs, for workouts, once you lose control, you veer on the side of attempting to be occasionally great rather than be consistently good.
Looks familiar. Yeah. I watched the latest marathon prep. Yeah, it was real good.
20-mile workout.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Wilson. Wilson is 17 years old, junior in high school, saw us running, so he's tagging along for a few miles. Cross country athlete, track athlete, triathlete, and he says future Olympian. So we're gonna hold him to it. That's what we love to see, man. It's awesome. High school, discipline. You don't come across it every day. But when you do, and you find that, it's powerful.
Come on, come on, come on, get on the highway. Get on the highway. 'Cause it's a brand new day. We gotta start again. Come on now, this is your chance to see. We're gonna make a way. You gotta believe. Don't know if we're gonna see the mountains or the sea. Yeah, it don't matter 'cause it's just you and me. Gonna get out of the city, get on the highway.
Ryan, how many miles did you get this morning?
Got an easy 4 in this morning. It was not a soup sandwich. No soup sandwiches around here.
I'd love to hear it.
Ryan wasn't even supposed to be here this morning. We just randomly found him on this route, and we said hop in, and that was like 7 miles ago, and he's been in the back of the truck since.
Gotta do what you gotta do for the content, you know?
Get on the highway. Get on the highway. 'Cause it's a brand new day. We gotta start again. Yeah.
Ten miles, 10 easy miles in the books. It was a solid morning, and we have about 30 minutes to be at our first meeting of the day at BPN HQ, which is 15 minutes away. So we need to make some moves quick. What I'm having for my breakfast, my post-workout meal, is 1 serving, which is 3 scoops of chocolate strong food, which is 40 grams of protein, 48 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fat, 490 calories in this bad boy. It's a full meal. It is whey protein isolate, pea protein, MCT powder, flaxseed, chia, sweet potato powder, and oats. And I created this, like we talked about in the last video, because the last 10 years, the last decade of my life, I've been living off of for breakfast either overnight oats or my morning sludge bowls. And I took the concept of overnight oats and the sludge bowl, combined them into one product, which is a powder, which is strong food. So when minutes matter, literally minutes matter, I have to be at the office here shortly for a meeting that I'm leading. Easy to get a meal in, which is a shake, gives me quality carbs, proteins, and fats. And one thing I will never compromise on is my nutrition. So here is one strong meal. In order to build endurance, you need restraint. What is restraint? It is calm, controlled behavior or the state of holding back. Now, I learned the lesson of restraint from Josh Hawley, who is now BPN CFO. We all need a Josh Hawley in our life when it comes to endurance training. Let me tell you a little story. When I first started training last year with Jeff Cunningham and his team, his crew, downtown Austin, we would do track workouts together and we would do tempo workouts together every Wednesday morning. And Josh was a part of that crew. And what I did when I first started training with them is I would go out really hard, really fast. And I would almost test and challenge myself and compete against all the runners around me. I thought I had to get out in front. I had to hold that, whether it was comfortable for me or not. And one time I'm running, we were doing a track workout, and Josh ran up next to me. He's like, you need to just control your pace. You need a little restraint. Just pull back on those reins a little bit. You are losing control. You are a soup sandwich. And what I learned through Josh is what I was doing is I was essentially just burning out on, say, that first 400 meters, and then I was just trying to hold on for that last 400 meters of these 800 meter repeats. I had no control of the workout, and I wasn't really getting much out of it. I was just full send out and then trying to hold on. And what we're trying to do with endurance training is what happens through building endurance over this longer period of time is we're trying to hold consistent or faster paces at the same or lower effort. So the goal over time with marathon training or distance running is I should be able to run, say, a half marathon at the same time or faster. However, my heart rate, my effort, my comfort level should be the same or lower. And if our effort is lower and we're getting faster, man, we are building fitness. And what was happening when I was showing up to these track workouts, these tempo workouts, and I had no control, is I was trying to be the guy who was occasionally great and not consistently good. And when I would do this, the next 2, 3, 4 days, I'd be so taxed that my other workouts, my easy runs, my long runs on the weekends, they were trash. I couldn't show up with my full potential because I was trashing myself. And this goes back to this concept, what Jeff Cunningham said best. It's better to be consistently good rather than occasionally great. And I want to really hammer in that point. And I did this morning on the 10 mile easy run. Is one of the biggest issues, and I am victim myself, is that we run our easy runs too hard and we run our hard runs too easy. We need to have restraint in both our easy runs and have control on our big workouts, our tempo workouts, or our track workouts. Because when we do that, when we have restraint, we have control, and we have intention and discipline behind our training and the program and the protocols, that's when we build fitness. That's when we see results. This right here means one thing. We're about to hit a nasty strength training session, and today is going to be a chest workout with a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of triceps, maybe some core. I'm currently under the influence of pre-workout, so I'm feeling really good. But let me walk you through my pre-workout stack and intra-workout stack for strength training sessions. So about 20 minutes ago, I mixed up 1 serving of endo pump and 1 serving of flight. So we have pre-workout, we have energy, we have focus, we have power output. And then down here, endo pump, we have blood flow because we want lots of blood moving to those muscles so we look swole. Right? So this pre-workout stack right here is a money maker. Now, this is the kickstart. What moves you through that workout, which sustains the muscular endurance, is this bad boy right here. This is Intraflight. This is my personal favorite flavor. This is the blackberry lime. This is citrulline, taurine. You have carnitine L-tartrate in here for recovery, promoted recovery, and 8 grams of branched chain amino acids in the 2 to 1 to 1 ratio. Leucine, isoleucine, and valine. So we're gonna mix this up. We're gonna sip on this during our workout. I typically do about 20 to 25 ounces of water, 1 scoop. I'll sip on this throughout the training session. And I can tell a big difference in strength training sessions in terms of longevity, muscular endurance, when I sip on Intraflight compared to when I don't. So these 3 products right here around the training session that we're about to hit. Let's go. So kicking off with dumbbell chest press, which has always been one of my favorite movements. And about 2 weeks ago, I was in Sacramento, California on Mark Bell's podcast. And me and Mark were training afterwards. And one of the things we were talking about was going into a training session, and I do the same thing, not necessarily always with certain rep ranges in mind. Yes, if we are working based off of percentages of 1 rep maxes on bench, squat, or deadlift, but more so for accessory movements, I like to, and me and Mark talked about this, let the weight dictate the rep ranges. So I started at 90 pounds and 100 and now 110s. I have like a rep range in my mind that I'm shooting for, but I'll let the day, the strength I'm feeling, the weight dictate that rep range. And I'll move up in weight or I'll move down in weight based off of how I'm feeling. But I think way too often people say, I'm going to do 90 pounds for 4 sets of 10. Well, when you apply some auto-regulation and you're feeling better or worse this day as opposed to that day, you might be able to do some more reps. And let yourself do some more reps. So choose some weights and then let that weight that day dictate the rep range. So 110s. I will tell you, the deeper we get into marathon prep, the heavier these weights feel. They feel like 120s right now. Now, I always like starting with either dumbbells or barbells, some sort of free weights, but I've always loved using machines. Like, I remember back in the day in college when hammer strength machines were all over college universities or even commercial gyms. I loved hammer strength stuff. This is Arsenal strength equipment, but what I like about plate loaded machines or even selectorized machines is that you can get like a lot of forced reps out. So on, you know, dumbbell chest press, for example, once I hit like, you know, an RPE 9, 10, there's no more reps coming out of there. You're not getting any more out. On some selectorized machines or plate loaded machines, I can get some more leverage or momentum or even forced reps for an extra 2-3 reps. You can really burn out. So I'll fatigue at maybe 10 reps on this, but I'll get 2-3 more reps towards the back half. Alright, so we're gonna have some fun with some chest flies. We're gonna be doing a drop set. So it's gonna be 3 sets total, each one's a drop set. We'll start with 90 pounds, and I'll do maybe 10 to 12 reps, seeing how I'm feeling. As soon as I'm done with that set, I will drop it to, let's say, 60 pounds, 60 or 70 pounds, and do as many reps as possible. And then we'll extend the rest periods to about 2 minutes in between each drop set. We're really just taking the chest to fatigue. So start with 90 and then drop it, and that's 1 set or 1 drop set. All right, we're dropping it to 60 pounds. These will be more slow, more controlled. That first one was heavier. You can't take the bodybuilder out of the hybrid athlete. Whether you're in marathon prep or not, it always feels good. It always comes back.
Truth
wrapping up this workout is with some diamond push-ups. And here's the cue that I think of during diamond push-ups. I don't necessarily put my fingers together in a diamond, which for me, it looks more like a Hershey Kiss. Being from Hershey, Pennsylvania, like that looks like that's a Hershey Kiss right there. I keep my hands spread out a little bit, and the cue that I'm thinking is that when I come down, I'm thinking of pressing these hands together. So the movement that brings me up is me thinking of, I want to, even though these hands are stuck to the ground, I want to push so hard that these two hands come and my index fingers touch and my thumbs touch. And what that does, it puts all of the focus on the tricep. So we'll come down here in the movement, down, push those fingers together, and you'll feel it all in your tricep. And that's how we're gonna wrap up this workout. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please like the video, comment below, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And while you're here, make sure to watch the most recent episode of our marathon prep series, which is right here. Go ahead, click that, give it a watch, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.